So Brian, if you could tell me when Oakland Spokes started and what you're doing, that would be great.
Well, Oakland Spokes as a brick and mortar just started 48 hours ago during the Bike to Work after party on Bike to Work Day 2013. However, Spokes has been around for 4 years. The founding chapter is in Richmond, California, and it actually was the catalyst for us to open up in Oakland because we couldn't afford to stay in Richmond anymore. We were the only bike shop for 240,000 people from Solano Avenue to El Sobrante. When it became not practical for us to continue running the shop there, at first it was almost like a travesty, and then I realized I just turned it upside down and inside out and realized that it's actually an opportunity. So David and my crew and I, we said we're not going out because actually our mission is successful. We've been there for a couple of years. We created I'll say we unveiled a hidden bike culture. The bike culture that we were talking about earlier, of people of color and people of different class and cultures that are not what you see as a cyclist. Now the bottom line is, these people ride every single day. When I say these people, I'm saying us, we ride every single day. And because we're not wearing Lycra, and we're not wearing the helmets and all the gear, their question when I say, can you afford a regular bike shop, is, well, regular bike shops are for cyclists. And it's just a huge myth. Now we have, so we've been here for a couple days, and it's a completely different cross-section of population, a completely different client base. But what's amazing is that we still have a space that invites everyone in. So you can be an older woman, you can be a family with kids, you can be a person that's riding on a next brand bike from Costco, and we're not going to say, no, we don't deal with your kind. So people feel really welcome. People come in here. We have old people that come in with walkers that want to get fixed and won't go on that shop. And we have this wonderful thing called granola. It's just a drawer full of nuts. If your kid has a little banana seat bike with a 11 centimeter nut on the front, you can't go to a pro bike shop. They'll be like, we don't have nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what's really special about this type of place. It's not a boutique, it's not a bike shop, it's not a cafe, it's a blend of those three things. So we've got Wi-Fi, we've got bicycle coffee, noon tea, and we do some pretty cool stuff with bikes, which are full tunes and pro tunes, and then our quick commuter tunes.
Yes. Wow, that sounds great. And in the big scheme of things, what made it seem so important to you to open up this shop, or to open up this location? I know that you touched on that, but what made that seem so important to you?
When you get the other shots, it was really key that I know everybody that works for all the community bike shops and all the community bike organizations, and it was really key to me that they're all struggling, the same way we were in Richmond, and that this is going to be sort of like a brick and mortar campaign headquarters to do a capital raising campaign to not only fund buying a space in Richmond and actually rebuilding the bike shop in Richmond, but to also then be a grant giving organization rather than a grant consuming organization. So being in touch with the federal government, the state, and the local government, and trying to find ways to funnel money into community bike projects, purely on the fact that for every $5 that they get, it's a bike on the road. And you can't say that about the federal level or the state level or the city level. For every $5 that goes into Spokeland, that's at least one bike on the road today. Okay. In here, we had to raise our price some because the rent's higher, but we have a higher profile. We've got a more diverse customer base, and we still do some sliding scale stuff by having people pay it forward. We tell people we're not going to turn a cyclist or a biker or a person getting to work away because they have a flat tire and they've only got $3. And I've learned that when you do that, they come back later with cash and they bring friends.
That's cool. So you just opened 48 hours ago. What do you think, what's your vision for this spot and your overall network in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years?
Well, Alfonso from Pop-Up Hood put his faith in us getting in here. We got the keys last Thursday. We started building on Monday. Today is Saturday. And we were ready on Thursday. So everything you see in here, we put up in a couple days. So like the key to being here is Pop-Up Hood in Oakland is an organization that gets together with landlords and gets small businesses a chance in this area, which would be considered a really expensive area for a small business. It gives you a lot of time to set some roots. It gives you some time to risk-free see if it's your market. And it also keeps their units from looking empty and unavailable. So coming in here, really specifically, last year we parked 6,500 bikes on valet bike parking for the Bay Area, most of it in Oakland. We offset 15 football fields of carbon offset of trees. And people were saying, when are you going to start to open Oakland spokes? I was looking at the city of El Cerrito, not El Cerrito, the city of Emeryville has a 6-month temporary lease waiting for spokes if you want to do that. And yesterday somebody from the Laurel District said, how quickly can you do one of these there? And I said, if you have funding, I can do it in a week. I didn't even know we were going to move in here 3 weeks ago. Didn't know if we were going to move in here 3 weeks ago. So this is what happens when you already know what you're doing.
Yeah.
When you already have a vision and you already know that you have impact.
Yeah.
So now it's time to prove it. It's time to cha-ching, bring in the sales, do the different stuff, and when you show the map on the little clip there, you'll see that we're working with Waterside Workshops, with Spokeland, with Cosmic Cycles, with Bikes for Life, with Cycles of Change APC, the Bikery, and roll-up bikes in East Oakland on San Leandro Boulevard. And those are the people who actually have confirmed that they want to be a part of this. Red Bike and Green has their artwork in here. David Mesa from Zap.inc has artwork in here. Bicycle Coffee came and gave us the whole coffee setup, and Newman Tea is doing it here. So this is not just Brian, this is not just spokes. It's really about doing this thing where people come from here and all of a sudden they're inspired to go to West Oakland. They're inspired to go to San Leandro Boulevard. They're inspired to go over to Alameda Naval Base. They're inspired to go up to Alcatraz Avenue and check out Bitopia and Cosmic Cycles. All those people work in their shop all day long looking out the window, and they don't have time to come down here and market. But now we have each one of these bikes in here belongs to a different shop. And their bios are on the wall. And I don't mind sharing. I find sharing is way better than competing. If a gas station can be on every corner, why can't we have a bike shop on every corner?
Yeah.
If a 7-Eleven can be on every corner, why can't we have some type of bike facility on every corner? If Pete's and Starbucks can compete for block with Trader Joe's, let's get some urban gardening centers and some bike shops in every one of those spaces where people have a choice to not go Monsanto and Chevron and go bike and urban garden. So I mean that's it. I mean I can take that and flip it all the way to all the environmentalism and all, but really what this is a service-oriented business with a mission and a voice about a movement.
Sounds good. And in the last 48 hours, what's surprised you most in the last 48 hours that you've been here? I know it's
how many
hours.
cameras there are outside the window. Every time I look up right now, there's 2 people standing across the street taking pictures. This spot is actually pretty amazing. That's one thing. Farmers market at 6 o'clock in the morning they're setting up, and some of the stands, the Asian stands out there selling vegetables, are out of everything by 10 o'clock in the morning. The lack of seeing the Asian community on bikes and then talking to them and finding out that American bikes are too big. How can we right here start working with these distributors to get bikes that are just smaller? The other thing is people have been receiving us and they're coming and welcoming us, and definitely we feel welcome, we feel supported, we feel like this can be a niche to do something very different than most bike shops do.
Yeah. Awesome.
So those are 3 things, and I know that wasn't one thing.
Awesome. I'm gonna turn it off now.
Okay.
Thank you so much, man.
You're welcome.
Good work. Good pro, man.